Hello, and welcome back to Chroma Endless 2. Last episode was a pretty big one. We got all of our create stuff pretty much totally set up, and we now have this large sifting machine. This is processing all of the ores that we're mining with the ore excavator into crushed ore. But today we need to take this crushed ore and automatically process it into ingots, and I would like to set up a couple more miners to get more ores. But first, let's take care of this. There's not much more processing we can do to increase the amount of ore that we're getting, so we're just going to go ahead and smelt this up using an encased fan. So I've got myself a couple of brass funnels here. We're going to take one of these out of the back, and then we're going to set a filter on this. This is going to export all of the slag that we're getting. We don't really have a use for this, and I'm not sure that we ever will. So this is just going to go straight into the trash. And trash means lava, so we could just turn this around and that will take care of all the slag. Everything else we'll need to export with another brass funnel. And then I've got one of these attribute filters here. This allows us to set a filter for a specific type of item instead of just one specific item. So we can scroll down in this, and we want this one right here that says it's tagged create crushed raw materials. That's going to include all of these crushed ores here. So then we can put this on the brass funnel, and I need to set up a belt real quick before we start exporting these. Whoops. Phew, I hope we get a better storage solution soon, because this is not doing the trick. So let's get a belt coming out of here. This belt is going to go into a depot. We throw an andesite funnel on the side of this, and we want an encased fan behind. This is where we're going to do our smelting. So we can go grab a lava bucket from our ender tank and toss this back here. Then we're going to want a brass funnel coming out the side of this, and then that's going to go onto another belt. And then we'll need another attribute filter coming out of the depot on this brass funnel. And this one is going to be set to ingots, and we want to make sure we add this attribute and check it off, which I did not do for this one. Add, check. Then we throw that back. This is just because if we don't have this brass funnel with a filter, the depot will automatically just pull any item that it gets onto it, so we want it to smelt it before it gets pulled off. And then we'll have another belt coming out, and this can just go into a chest. And I think that's everything. We just need to get this some power. Okay, I think that's everything hooked up to power. This should be smelting. Perfect, and then all that should immediately go into this chest. Cool. Now all of our ores are getting automatically processed into ingots. Now what I would like to do is get another mining drill, because we're going to need quite a lot of iron for the next step in this mod pack, which is going to be diving into immersive engineering, and we're going to need quite a lot of steel for this. So we're going to definitely want to have iron automatically. So let me see if I can't get another one of these mining drills crafted up. I do need to rebuild the crafter. Wow, I forgot how much brass that is. Okay. You know what? Honestly, do we even need another one? Or do we just wait until this runs out? Because there's only about 1,500 resources left in there. So I wonder if we just let that run out and then we move it to where the iron is, if that'll work. That sounds like a better plan. In the meantime, we can actually start working towards the next part of this mod pack. We're going to be jumping into a little Tinker's Construct first. Looks like we'll need to get all the way up to the smeltery. And then we can work with this magic mod, which I've actually never seen before, so I'm super interested in checking this out. We'll have to start back here with the Tinker's tables. These take precision mechanisms, so I would kind of like to get those automated first, because I think we'll need more. Yeah, we'll need more of these later on too. Precision mechanisms take 3 deployer stages in order to process, so we'll need a couple of those. Let me actually go ahead and get everything crafted up, and then we'll set up the assembly line for these precision mechanisms. Okay, there's a good chance I have everything I need now, I think. But there's also a good chance that I don't. I may just set this up right back here for now. What we want to do is set up a little belt here. And then in the middle, we're going to have our 3 deployers. Now, on top of these deployers, we're going to have our 3 different items that we're deploying. Yeah, so the belt is moving this way, so we want the small cogwheels to go in first. We're just going to throw down some chutes, and then I've got some drawers here. In the drawer, we can throw our cogwheels, and then they'll go straight into the deployer. We'll also need a drawer at the beginning to output the gold, and then one at the end to collect the finished precision mechanisms. And then behind all of these deployers, we're actually going to run a line of item vaults, probably starting here. We want to make sure they're facing the right way. We want them all to be hooked up together. And we'll actually need to move this cogwheel out of the way. Ooh, is that not connected? Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm not sure that this item vault is connected to these three. Okay, that was an easy enough fix. I think, yeah, they're all 4 connected now. You just can't have a 4x1 item vault. And the reason we want this guy is this is what's going to pull the unfinished precision mechanisms back and put them back to the front of the line. So we'll need a brass funnel at the end and at the beginning. The one at the beginning is going to output, and then the one at the end we'll need an attribute filter for. Oh my gosh, that's so much better. What the heck? How many things have I been wasting? Well, from what I just learned is we can take these cogwheels, toss them down below a deployer, and add some planks into it, and it will turn them on to big cogwheels. That is way cheaper than using 4 cogwheels to make one big one. Wow. We needed these to put into the deployers for the precision mechanism itself. And then we also need a gold plate to go at the beginning. And then let's make sure everything is connected back up. Cool, that should take care of everything. Once we have, give me this. We want to take our incomplete precision mechanism and add this to the attribute filter. Oh. Well, I thought there was going to be a selection for that. What if we just throw this in the filter? Will that work? Yeah, that does seem to work. It'll take any incomplete mechanism that comes by, and then when it finishes, it'll go into this drawer at the end. Now that kind of takes care of this. The only problem is that we really don't have a great way of getting these cogwheels automatically, and they're kind of a pain to craft up along with the shafts too. They're kind of expensive. So I'm considering making both a tree farm and then an automatic cogwheel crafter. I don't know if I want to do that yet though, because I think we only need these 2 precision mechanisms to move on through Tinker's Construct and then this magic mod here. And then we won't even actually need one once we get into immersive engineering. So let's just keep these 2 for now, and maybe we'll come back to that another time. But now we should be able to jump into Tinker's Construct. I will need a new space for this. Maybe I'll just throw it here. Let me get a little space cleared out for this first. And we are back. Okay, here's what I got going on. Got a nice little area cleared out for our Tinker's stuff about to happen. This ore excavator finally ran out of resources, so we're actually we can take this guy down. And then right over here, a little ways, yeah, right over there in the distance, there's actually an iron vein that I found. So right in this chunk, we have an iron vein. This will get us crushed iron, aluminum, and nickel. So at some point, we will end up getting our stress all the way over here so that we can mine that. But for now, let's jump into Tinker's Construct. We have, maybe I can do it in this area now that it's all free. To start, we'll need to craft some of these blank patterns. And then we'll use those along with the precision mechanism to craft a Tinker Station. And then we'll also need the part builder. This allows us to craft basic tools. Using these blank patterns, we can throw in some material and get like a pickaxe head. And let's just craft up a basic wooden tool out of this. Just like that. Now, if we wanted to upgrade these materials, we would just need a better part. To actually work with metals to get better tool parts, we will need to build the smeltery. To get started on that, we'll need to mix up some grout. This is made by combining clay, gravel, and sand in a heated basin. And fortunately, this shouldn't be too hard to gather up. Let's just jump into this river here and vein mine up some sand, some gravel. I'd say probably about 2 stacks of each block is going to be plenty. The recipe is like 4-to-1 on the gravel and clay. So we need 4 stacks of sand and gravel for every stack of clay blocks that we have. which honestly should be more than enough grout to get us through this. Sweet, let's combine all of these into the mixer here, and this will need to be heated, and it should start mixing it up. Now we can take the grout that we're getting out of this and smelt it. Yeah, this should be plenty of grout. Smelting it gets us seared bricks, and then we'll use these seared bricks to craft the components for the melter first. We need a heater. We can craft the basin and the table. We'll also need a spout. My inventory is full of stuff. And then we need a brass furnace to do the seared melter. To set this up is super simple. We just need to place the heater below the melter, and then we're going to use the casting basin next to this, then a faucet coming out of it. This is basically just a simple version of the smeltery, and we actually need this to craft the smeltery. We need to take a brass furnace and put it in the casting basin. Then we're going to melt down a seared brick, and we're going to give it some fuel. And we actually may need to smelt 4 bricks because it requires a whole block for this. This will melt it all down into liquid. Then we can pour this liquid over the brass furnace, which will turn it into the smeltery controller. This is the main block of the smeltery, but we'll need some other blocks to finish building this up. We'll need a whole bunch of these seared bricks to kind of lay out the area that the smeltery is going to take up. We'll actually need to melt up 4 more seared bricks because we need to pour them over top of a fluid tank. And you can also melt down a whole block of seared bricks. We're going to pour this over the fluid tank, which will get us a fuel tank. And then we'll do this once more to a fluid pipe, which will get us a drain. We can also throw this here, and then we'll surround the rest of this with some seared bricks. We need 1 more. This is pretty much a basic smeltery all finished up. We can add more layers to this to have some additional fluid storage. And you can also make it a little bit wider. We can actually get rid of this now. And then we're going to repurpose our faucet and basin here. Boom, boom. And there we go. That is the smeltery all crafted up. We need to get some lava in here for it to work. Fortunately, we have a nice source of infinite lava right here. The smeltery is going to be used here in a little bit to craft this queen slime ingot. This is made by alloying magma, molten gold, and molten cobalt together. We aren't exactly there yet. There are a few other things we need to make before we can craft this though, because it requires blazing blood, which is made by killing blazes in the smeltery or smelting down blaze heads. And we also need cobalt, which is something we haven't had access to yet. We're going to be making more alloys too, like Hypnotica. Woo-wee! We are moving right along in these videos. And if you made it this far into the video, you may consider subscribing. It helps out the channel a ton, and it really means a lot to me. Or if you don't feel like doing that, you know, just a like, a comment, anything, you know, I'll take it. Any support you want to give this channel is always a huge thank you from me.
I also have a Patreon. I don't know. That's not, you know, just throwing it out there.
Jokes aside, the support is genuinely appreciated, and I would never actually pressure anybody into doing that. Thank you. Okay, that's it for me. Back to the video. Now that we have our Tinker Smeltery all crafted up, it looks like it's time to jump into this new magic mod. This mod is called Mana and Artifice, and I've actually never even seen this mod before, so I'm super excited to check it out. It looks like we're going to be working with some magic, making spells. Sounds like a good time to me. Where do we start? We'll need to make this Codex Arcana book first. And it looks like to get this crafted up, we're going to have to do a little bit of mining to get some Ventium. So let's go see if we can't find some of that real quick. Here we go. This ore right here is exactly what we need. So let's go ahead and mine quite a bit of it. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to need. This stuff seems to be pretty plentiful around these caves, so we shouldn't have any problem getting enough of it. Let's go ahead and smelt this up. While we're waiting on this, the other item we need for the codex is vellum. All we need to do to get some of that is just right click on some water with leather, and that gets us vellum. All of our Ventium is smelted up now. We get Ventium dust out of this. Then we need to combine that with iron to get Ventium coated iron. Smelt this up again. And there we go. We get full Ventium ingots. This is what we'll use to make the codex. And there we go. We should now be able... Oh, man. Okay. I've unlocked the secrets of the arcane. Oh, goody. Oh, goody. There's a lot of reading in there. Okay. There is, aside from this main progression line, there is an entire chapter for this so that we can dive deeper into it. The next thing we'll need to get in order to keep progressing through this mod is a magic wand, specifically the improvised Mana Weaver's wand. All this takes is any one of these flowers right here, the Alm, Sarah Blossom, any of these from Mana and Artifice. So we've got some Sarah Blossoms right here, so we're going to use this. And it says you can use a stick, a torch, redstone torch, any of the above to make a wand. We can actually make an even better wand on top of this with Vintium ingots. So I guess this one is technically the better version of it. I just wanted it for the quest book. So I believe we can actually go ahead and start casting spells, even just with this. We haven't even made any spells yet. We can see in the bottom left we have some mana. And if we hold control and right click, we can see all of the spells that we have access to right away. And then if we select one of these, I'm going to pick this one just because I don't really want to like set anything on fire. It looks like we can pick specifically what shapes we have to cast. So I think let's select triangle and then this diagonal line. If we cast this right now, yeah, there we go. We cast a spell. Awesome. Oh, and our wand is already... Wow, that did not take much. Okay, let's try something else. How about Gust? Well, okay. Well, it didn't do anything. Oh, and I already broke my wand. That's okay. That was the weak one. The reason we need this wand to keep progressing is we need to transmute some copper into silver. Now, we definitely have plenty of copper, so let's take some of this. We're going to make some blocks, and if we throw one of these down, and we're going to cast the transmute spell, so this is 2 squares. Let's do 2 squares to this block of copper right here, and bam, we get some silver. We'll then use this silver to craft the basic table. Put this down in a new little chunk here. Oh, well, this doesn't actually do anything. We need to craft it into an actual like workbench. We need some orange carpet, and we're going to take these and put them above the basic table. That will get us the ornate table. And this one, once again, also doesn't do anything. We're just going to use it to craft something else. Now, to craft this, we actually need a queen slime ingot, which is made by alloying magma, molten gold, and molten cobalt together in the smeltery that we just crafted. But we also need to fuel this at a higher temperature because lava alone only runs at 1000 degrees Celsius, and we need blazing blood because this takes a little bit higher. And I'm not really sure how we're going to go about getting that blazing blood. In order to get this, we either need to smelt down blaze heads, or we need to actually kill them in the smeltery themselves. So I guess really our only option here is to make another smeltery in the blaze spawner and then just get the blaze blood that way. So sure, I really didn't want to make another smeltery, but making one smeltery is already a task in itself, let alone 2. Okay, I will return once I have another smeltery ready to go. Okay, I think I have everything. I think we're good now. So let's head to our nether fortress. Pro tip, don't do that. We found the blaze spawner, so we're going to build our smeltery around this. Pretty much the same exact way. Oh, not with deep slate. The same exact way we built the one at home. Then I'm going to make sure I fill in any extra blocks around here, just in case they decide that they want to spawn outside. So let's get our smeltery controller in here, and then we're going to throw our fuel tank next to this, and our drain. And I'm actually going to move these up 1. Ta-da! That's our smeltery. I'm going to block off any extra spaces that the blazes could try to get out. Now when they spawn... hopefully at some point, they should go into the smeltery. No tank. Okay, why? Why is the structure incomplete? That's a good question. Does it have to be on the bottom? I think so. There we go. Okay, we're good. If we give this some fuel, it may need lava. Okay, let's get rid of this. I think this second floor is not going to happen because I need this ender tank on top of here. Then we're going to put some fuel in, and it should just start killing the blazes right away. Hey, rude. And it's going to start producing some blazing blood right away. Once those blazes die, make sure they can't kill me. I do kind of want to see in there, though. I don't have any glass on me. Well, anyway, we are getting... Ooh, that's not good. We need a trash can. Okay. Anyway, for the blazing blood, we're going to take this and we're going to spout it into an ender tank. I'm actually going to end up needing one more of these. We'll put a faucet down, and then if we want to dye this a different color. Yeah, there we go. That should take care of that. Now it's an empty ender tank. Then if we put our blazing blood into it, it should start filling up. Now we're going to also use this blazing blood to fuel this, since we're getting infinite amount of it. Or we could also use lava. I don't think it really matters what we use here. If you turn the little nozzle on this ender tank, it'll change which way it's facing. So we can use this side to output into the fuel tank. And we'll also need to set this on... I think there's a way to automate this. Okay, we'll come back with the other stuff we need to figure this out, but I do also want to chunk load this just to make sure that this is running while we're at our base. So let's head back. We need to get a way to set this on a timer, and then we'll also need a way to extract the inferium essence, and then we're just going to throw that away for now, I think. Okay, I think I got some stuff to fix this. For the inferium essence issue, we're going to take a little chute, pop it above a trash can. Boom. That should just get rid of all of those. Perfect. Then for the faucet, we're going to make a tiny little redstone clock here. Super easy, super simple, because you can power these faucets with a redstone signal. Do we need a repeater going into it? Let's find out. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So this should just run. I think we're all within chunk borders. Perfect. Yeah, so this thing should just keep running while we're at our base. And then this should fill up with blazing blood. And everything should be good to go. Now back home, I've got the other ender tank. So we're going to toss this above our fuel tank. And throw yellow dye in the middle to match it with the other ender tank. And let's see, somehow we need to empty this from lava. Sweet, and once it's empty of lava, we should see it fill up with blazing blood. And then I'm just going to remove this top layer. Actually, I'm not sure. Can you put the fuel tank on a higher layer? Or does it have to go right there? No tank in structure. Okay, what if we fill this up? Oh yeah, that does work. Okay. I don't know why it didn't work on the other one. But yeah, we can have 2 layers like this and then our fuel tank on top. Now whatever blazing blood we get should go straight into this fuel tank. Although it's concerning that we're not getting more right away. Oh, I see. Why is this flipping on and off? I think our redstone clock was a little... It seemed as though powering the drain head on fixed that issue, so we shouldn't see that anymore. I mean, this is chunk loaded, so we shouldn't have any issues with it not working while we're at our base. So I'm just going to wait here a second and see if this goes up at all. And it's definitely not an issue of it being the fact that it's in the nether, because our lava seems to be working just fine. So it may have to do with the fact that it's a mob spawner and it won't work unless we're next to it. That's fine. If we ever need more blazing blood, we can just go stand next to it for a little bit. But now that we have this, we'll be able to alloy molten queen slime. We just need some magma, gold, and some cobalt. The only thing we don't have out of this is cobalt. I think this is mineable with a diamond pickaxe, if we can find some. This isn't dangerous at all. Oh, I made it. I'm a genius. Aha, that right up there is what we're looking for. Fortunately, I don't think we need a lot of this stuff because it does seem to be pretty rare. I'll go ahead and find what I can real quick though. 1 ingot of molten cobalt makes 2 ingots of queen slime. So this should actually be plenty because we don't need that much queen slime. So let's throw our cobalt into the smeltery along with the gold and magma. I think we need 2 magma for every gold and... oh, it's just 1. Okay, perfect. So this should make 6 ingots of queen slime. And we have 1 ingot of cobalt left. I do kind of want to make a queen slime pickaxe just for funsies. It seems to have a really good durability. So to do that, we'll need to make a part. We'll need to make the pick head. Then we'll put this down in the casting table. We're going to make a gold cast out of this. And then from that gold cast, we can take the queen slime that we got and dump it into it. That will give us a pick head. And we can take that wood pickaxe that we made earlier and throw it in the tinker station and give it a nice little upgrade. And there we go, we get the queen slime pickaxe. Right now, this pickaxe isn't much better than our diamond pickaxe. In fact, I don't think it's better at all. So we'll keep this for a minute, but we can upgrade that queen slime pickaxe later on. First, I want to get the ingots out of this though. To get ingots, we'll need to do the same thing with gold again and make an ingot cast. Then from there, we can make an ingot and take this, and finally, we should be able to craft the ornate table into the oculus. Oh, I see we need clear glass specifically. Okay, we get this by smelting down glass in the smeltery, and then we'll just dump this out into the basin. That'll give us some clear glass and the oculus. This block we can place down and use. Wow, there's a lot of information. This block shows us what tier we're on through this mod and what we need to do to increase our tier. There are some blocks from this mod that require a higher tier to craft. So in order to level up, we'll need to complete all of these tasks. I'm not sure that we actually need to be tier 2 in order to progress because the engineer's hammer only takes tier 1. So I don't think we need to do that yet. We just need to get these other blocks here, the mana weaving altar, in order to continue progressing. The mana weaving altar is what's required to craft the engineer's hammer, which we'll use to progress through to the next stage of this mod pack. And for that, we need a Hypnotica plate. Hypnotica is again made by an alloy. We need to combine quartz, cobalt, and 2 ingots of copper. We're also going to need the cast for the large plate. So let's grab this and whoops. And we'll also throw everything in here to alloy together to make Hypnotica. Keeping in mind that we'll need 2 ingots of this to make the engineer's hammer. And actually, that's the perfect amount. Let's make the large plate and a couple of ingots. The mana weaving altar, though, we can make. We need a couple more things, though. We need arcane stone and arcane sandstone, which is made, again, with transmutation. So we'll need to get our mana weaver's wand out again. And we'll place down some stone and some sandstone. Then we're going to cast the transmutation spell on these. Perfect. Oh, it does it. Okay. Oh, I need more mana. We have to wait for it to recharge, I think. Okay, with some mana regenerated, let's try casting this again. Perfect. We can pick all these up and craft the mana weaving altar. I guess we can go ahead and craft the engineer's hammer to finish out today's episode. Okay, I got all the items we need. We need a sturdy sheet, 2 Hypnotica ingots, and 2 iron rods, which we had to make a cast for. And then once everything is in here, we should just need to take our wand and cast the spell, which looks like we need triangle, circle, circle, square. Triangle. Circle. Oh, what happened? Oh, it's not working now. Oh, I just can't be looking at the block when you do it. There we go. Wow, that is an awesome animation. And we get the engineer's hammer. This is what we'll use to jump into immersive engineering, but we're going to hold off on that till next episode. I would actually also like to look at more spells we can make with this because this mod seems really cool, but it looks like we need to do a lot of things in order to up our tier, and there is a lot more to explore with this. We're going to hold off on that too. But for now, I think that's a good place to leave it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.